In this movie, we visit 3 Caribbean islands: Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, and Guadeloupe. Jamaica is the 3rd largest island in the Caribbean. On the northwest coast is Jamaica's 2nd city, Montego Bay, which has been a mecca for tourists since the 1920s. Having been a British colony for more than 300 years, it became fully independent in 1962. Montego Bay is one of the main cruise terminals for the island. Like so many ports, passengers have to go through the tourist market to get to their transport. In our case, a 4x4 for our Jeep Safari. We climbed high into the hills, first stopping to look at the views over Montego Bay. This is where some of the most beautiful homes on the island are built amongst the trees. Next stop was at St Mary's Anglican Church, which used to be a slave hospital. It was built in the Gothic style with big arched cast iron windows that can be opened wide to let the air in. From the back we looked down over the local school and Butte Mountain in the distance, where we were going next. Walking back round the outside of the church, we came to the old nurses' quarters, where the Jeep was waiting to take us on the next leg of the tour. A thrilling, bumpy off-road adventure through the interior of the island. Rows of palm trees line the driveways to old sugar plantations, which are now orange orchards. Bouncing along the tracks, we pass the remains of buildings destroyed in slave uprisings, before sampling the wonderful Ortonique, a variety of orange which is packed with juice. In the heart of the jungle, we took a walk down a steep hillside alongside a small stream, where people posed for photographs. Then we came to the river. At last a chance to wash my sticky fingers. This is one of Jamaica's 120 rivers. In this beautiful spot we saw the tubes being returned from one of the other activities that we could have taken. We carried on with our walk, and the guide pointed out things of interest on the way.
Do you get lime build-up in the pipes?
Sometimes, baby girl. Let me give you a nice picture.
The banana bunch has baby bananas inside the flower.
So this is the most important part on the banana. This is where they start.
News to me. The bamboo grows at a rate of 3 foot 6 inches a day.
Don't hug the bamboo like that, okay? Like fiberglass.
We went back to the Jeep, passing beautiful flowers on the way, and continued on the dirt road, where we saw the zipline guides. Eventually we came to the company's base and shop, set amongst lush vegetation on another lovely bend of the river. We returned to the ship to sail overnight to Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, which shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti. The cruise terminal at Amber Cove is owned by the Carnival Corporation. It's quite a stroll down the pier to the terminal, where tour guides hold up paddles to get people to the right vehicle. In our case, it was an enormous converted army truck. We set off on tarmac roads, then turned off, crossed the river and joined a road used by trucks from the local sand quarry. We passed mangroves and stopped to see various trees before coming to a beach bar where we were all given a hefty tot of rum to prepare us for what was to come, because from here the road got rough. In fact, we had to stop every time we wanted to photograph something of interest. This is a palmetto. At the side of the road was a magnificent African tulip tree. After a while we stopped to stretch our legs. We went into a collection of shacks surrounded by flowers. Here we were shown how cigars are made. The strength of the cigar is determined by the ratio of Cuban to Dominican tobacco. Once the cigar was cut to length, it was passed round for people to smell. Then they added the wrapping leaf. Finally, a little disc of tobacco was cut to cap the end. After an inspection, one brave soul tried one.
I've got a cough anyway.
Outside, coffee was being prepared the old-fashioned way, and we were all given a cup and, of course, offered some to buy. After some more time spent looking round the grounds, other trucks began to arrive, and it was time for us to climb into ours. The next stop was at a market in the lush countryside. Almost all the stalls were selling jewellery made from Larimar, a stone only found in the Dominican Republic. The next stage didn't last long because the truck brought down the power lines to this house. We passed the Turtle Lake and ran along the shoreline until we came to Coconut Cove Beach Resort. Here we had lunch. After lunch, we'd plenty of free time to explore the resort and beach. Rat, I've wet my trousers again. There's a zip wire across the bay, which was being maintained whilst we were there. Then it was back on the truck to bounce our way back to the terminal. It's a brand new, beautifully designed terminal. In addition to shops, there are lovely gardens and waterfalls. At the end of a hectic day, it was nice to be able to take the cycle rickshaw back to the ship. Once everyone was on board, we sailed on the 2-day journey to Guadeloupe. Although located in the Eastern Caribbean, it's a fully fledged part of France, which was once full of sugar plantations worked by slaves. Nowadays it's a popular holiday island with lovely sandy beaches. It's actually 2 islands connected by a bridge. Today's tour was on Basse-Terre, the western island. The Botanic Garden is on the northwest of Basse-Terre and is one of the most beautiful gardens we've ever visited. We followed the noise of the birds to the lorikeet aviary. From here, a single path winds its way around different sections of the garden, making it impossible for visitors to get lost, but making sure they see everything. In another aviary were a family of parakeets. In the nearby village of Deshaies, the white church stands next to the parish hall, which is much better known to TV viewers as the police station in Death in Paradise. Of course, everyone wants to be photographed here. The tour company had even arranged for the Land Rover to be brought to the square. Its scruffy appearance is just down to the paint job. The slope leads from the church to the main road and the real police station. This rather seedy bar calls itself Paradise, but the road to the right leads to Catherine's Bar, a real bar that features in every single episode of this programme, which gets almost 10 million viewers every week. What an idyllic spot. In the opposite direction, the road passes more cafes, which all seem to have animals outside. It comes to the little footbridge which crosses into the marina. Then we went back to the ship, which was berthed in Pointe-à-Pitre.